So the bifurcated signals on the Dow Jones Industrial Average continue to get in the way of any strong commitment either one direction or another. As you can see, moving into the week, we had this very nice long day, white day candlestick. We were really optimistic at least that, hey, potentially this could be the signal which is going to push this market above the most recent resistance levels which we've been struggling to overcome dating back to late February 2015. We've moved into the week, however, and on Monday we saw an immediate pullback on this particular candlestick right here. It was an inside day. Then on the Tuesday, we saw another hangman type of candle. And to finish Wednesday's trading session today, we've got a spinning top, almost a doji type of candle, all showing continued indecision. We're getting to the point right now where the market participants are so frustrated that the best trade I truly believe to be in when it sets up will be the range breakout above all of this long-term resistance, or even the short-term or the long-term, breakdown of this long-term support. Right now we find ourselves battling day in, day out to find any momentum, any traction, when it appears we finally found some, as we spoke about over the weekend, dating back to Friday's candle. It really has, again, confused a lot of traders, a lot of investors right around the world as to which direction these markets want to break. The only type of other argument I can make in the way of candlestick formations, right, and in the way of sentiment, psychology of traders, is that we are setting up what we call a bull flag. That is definitely a possibility. Bull flags resolve themselves to the upside. I'll have to look at the final print of volume today, but as long as we remain above, and I mean close and hold above this level right here, dating back to Friday's candlestick right here, this is somewhat of a bullish signal. If we get another long day candlestick, a white candlestick, it'll really be a continuation type of signal. The bull flag will confirm, and it'll really indicate at least that short-term markets are going to push a little bit higher. That type of outlook, that type of perspective really sits well with a lot of individual stocks which we have spoken about leading into the week. What I'd like to do at this particular moment in time is just go in and at least reference some of these individual trades. I'd like to start with the Tesla type of trade because we're starting to really push above that upper level. You can see right here, what I might actually do is just remove this annotation because it's okay. This trade is already triggered. We spoke about this over the weekend, an entry about 243.63. We got that yesterday during Tuesday's trading session. We had a nice gap up on Tesla. However, it's pulled back slightly during Wednesday's type of, or during the daily type of candle. Now, this candlestick isn't all too bearish. It's more so a slowdown, a sideways type of candle, indicating that at least momentum short term has slowed. So we may see a little bit of a continued sideways move for ultimately bouncing off that support and continuing up to our first target at $259.38. If you are in the trade, congratulations on that. You're more or less at break even right now. We are slightly below the entry price, 243.63, and we're at 243.18. We're down about 40 cents. But I think it's a really smart and wise location to keep your trade. Stop at about 234.74. If you cannot afford that much risk, just put it below Tuesday's candle right here. That comes in at about 237.97, 238. So you've got a very small risk profile on this particular swing trade, and it works very, very nicely with our first target. Outside of that, moving into the Netflix type of trade setup we spoke about over the weekend again, we had that 581.90 bullish entry. We had a very nice bullish pop on very good volume as well. Now, going back to the overall breakdown of the markets, we're talking about indecision. We're talking about, well, the potential for a bull flag if, in fact, we can hold above the high or the low, of this candlestick right here. If you take a picture of this right here, you just take a little snapshot right now, and then you think about this Netflix trade as well. You've got the initial breakout. You've got two candlesticks since Tuesday and Wednesday on very low declining volume. Again, this sets up to be some form of a bull flag. Now, it's painful when it happens. It's painful when it retraces. But as long as we hold above the high of Monday's breakout candle and we see a white type of engulfing candle come back into Netflix, it's really going to signal a continuation type of trade. So you can set this up as it is. It really comes down to where does your stop need to go. Now, I understand we've got a $580 stock, and on this particular swing trade, we only have $6 of risk, which is a very, very small percentage relative to the overall price of the Netflix stock. If you're not in Netflix yet, that's okay. You can look to enter above 594.67. That will confirm the continuation. Say we get that long day white candle, it's really going to confirm the bull flag breakout, right? And it's a really smart entry above $594.67. Until that, I'm very neutral on Netflix. I shouldn't say neutral. I am optimistic and bullish. I am wary and mindful, however, that we could be setting up what we call a bull flag, which I've just referenced, just with you over the past couple of minutes. Outside of that, ladies and gentlemen, they're the two main stocks which I needed to cover and wanted to cover. Baidu's another stock which is still pushing below our entry. We had our entry at 192.65. This was dating back to what day was it? I think it was Wednesday last week. Yes, it was Wednesday. And here we are. We're down at 189.18. So, I mean, it's really only been about a $3.50 profit on this trade at the moment. I'm a little bit hesitant. Generally, what you like to see is when you get closed below this level and you get the little pullback or what could be a bear flag, you want to see a really strong continuation. So I wouldn't be messing around with Baidu at the moment. I'm still optimistic at least that it is going to establish a lower low and we are going to hit our target on this particular stock. But just be cautious and mindful at least of this little doji candlestick right here. It is happening below the exponential moving averages. It is very, very bearish. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying that, look, when you're sort of hanging about a very important pivot point. This pivot point dating back to October 2014 and this resistance going back to July 2014. You really want to see a sharp move. Now, I think we are going to get it. I think we will ultimately hit 181.46. It may just get a little bit choppy in this area right here before we finally hit that level on Baidu. Outside of that, Caterpillar is the only other trade I do believe that has triggered to the upside. We are very neutral again. I mean, we're pretty much at break even. You can see this 88.65. Three spinning top types of candles. We have what we call the formation of a morning star. However, I don't really like it because these two candles outside of the doji aren't long days. So you want to see those long days, and we just simply haven't got it. The price action is a little bit funky. I am still sort of, waiting for a retracement. I truly am. And I think we are going to get it, but whether we push on up to our target at $90.17, I think that is somewhat realistic. But once we get there, and if we do, really pay attention to the potential rollover on Caterpillar. Outside of that, XOM, I mean, I've referenced this over and over again, or going back to at least about a trading week now. We spoke about this on this particular candlestick right here. This is outside of the pro analysis list. And then on this candlestick right here, let me change my color to a red. I put out another video just here as well. And I mean, we're really talking about the bearish sentiment coming into XOM. And this translates through to CVX as well. But looking at the candlestick today, I mean, we have another candle which we call an engulfing candle. I mean, if you have a look at these candles from the date being about the 4th, I mean, you take this into consideration. Here we are as at the close on the 13th. I mean, I'm not sure how many candlesticks we have. We've got 8 candlesticks in here. Look how many bearish signals we have. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So, I mean, the majority of these candles are really saying that, look, this is going to roll over. We've got so many warning signals. It's just a matter of time until the bottom on XOM falls out according to these candlesticks. It is something which I've given to you forward looking, and it's really quite nicely, or breaking it down right now, it's really a very nice continuation type of trade on XOM. If XOM breaks down, you can expect CVX to follow suit. We got in this at 108.02. We're only at 107.70. But there's a really good potential, as I've spoken to people in that analysis class, the pro analysis class, that we could be and continuing to set up what we call a channel. And a channel really indicates or suggests that the move is going to move back down to about 101.18, over the next couple of weeks potentially. So it's a really good outlook, at least on CVX, to sort of keep this analysis well-rounded and to be open-minded to what could eventuate in regards to the overall market. Very neutral. It's frustrating, I understand. But I'm at that point right now where if you're looking to get into overall market exposure, I'd really just sit tight until we start breaking outside of these ranges. It's just a really sort of choppy market. It's a market more so for day traders who can scalp a little bit here, a little bit there. In regards to swing trades and momentum types of trades, you have to look at this picture right here, and you come to the conclusion at least that momentum is flat. I mean, the price action completely flat. It's unusual to see a market act like this for how long it has. Generally it doesn't, and this is one of the longest periods in time, at least in tradable history, that a market has remained this flat. So just be mindful of that. It is some form of an anomaly right now, occurring across not only on the Dow Jones but the S&P 500. You can see a very similar type of pattern, and on the Nasdaq as well. We're just stuck flat, moving sideways. False breakouts, false breakdowns. It's best just to remain in cash and be selective in your overall trades. Apple's flat. I spoke about that over the weekend. Be mindful of that. And the same with Amazon. I told you not to even consider placing a trade. Absolutely flat. So I think you can agree with me that the analysis on these two stocks are really good, just to really forget about it and wait for better tradable opportunity, which I've already presented you with, mind you, in that pro analysis class. And it's still up there on the website. If you want to go back and refresh that, it is in the recorded section. All right, I'll leave it at that for this Wednesday afternoon market recap. Outside, I mean, I didn't even reference how many points the Dow Jones moved today. Spinning top candle, we were down 7.7 points. So really a non-eventful day, a boring day, indicative of the overall market itself. I'll leave it at that. However, have a great Wednesday evening. If you have any questions, email me. I've had a lot of questions come in recently, so I just wanted to say, look, I'm still trying to get on top of all of the emails, and after this recording, I'll endeavor to do that right now for you. All the best, everyone, right around the world. I'll see you all Friday afternoon for another market recap. All the best. Goodbye.